Okay guys, I had to delete the last video because it was too much information that was shown in that video, and I did not want that video to go out. So I had to delete it, and I'm doing it again like I was informed to do. Okay? Hopefully this won't feel so rushed as the last one. This is a formal address, public address to Floridian Ralo, Brainwaveszz LLC advice, and Ringo TV reaction. Okay, this is a formal address. I did speak with the Texas Department of Public Safety, the police. Okay, I did speak with them about cyber threats and cyberbullying. Here in Texas, we do things differently, Brainwaveszz. Although you're on live stream and you're literally advising your panel wrong, your viewers wrong, if you make a cyber threat, internet threat, indirectly to anyone over the internet, here in Texas, they take that serious. If you make a cyber threat and you're just trying to speak in code into windows that you're throwing, those are taken seriously, especially if you have been involved in the community on a person's platform that these people are making a threat from. I was on Floridian Ralo's platform as his moderator, okay? A moderator who had a wrench who helped him police his platform. So I was in direct community with Floridian Ralo. I was informed by the police department here in Texas that window threats are taken seriously, okay? And to make a public statement, and I'm doing this over again because the other one was very rushed and there were some things I didn't want to be in that video of some information, okay? And when I say the information, it was basically this envelope I didn't want in that information of these lipsticks that I was getting ready to mail off to Christina, and I will address that in a minute. Okay, so I deleted that video, and so that's why it was rushed, and so that's why I'm doing another video. Now, I was informed that by being in that community with Ralo as his mod, him knowing exactly who I am, that a threat, and believe me when I tell you, when I talked to the police officers, I told them the exact threat, Brainwaveszz and Ralo and Ringo. I told them what he said. So it's not case closed, Brainwaveszz, okay? I told them Ralo said, prepare for a knock at your door. Prepare for a knock at your door soon. And then he said a spiritual knock. The lady who I was speaking with, the police officer, told me to hold on. She went and got other police officers. Matter of fact, I was transferred to the cyber threat department, okay? And then I spoke to another police officer and told them the exact same thing. And I repeated to them, I got threatened through the internet on YouTube, and I told them that the threat went as such. Prepare for a knock at your door. Prepare for a knock at your door soon. And then the person said, I'm not threatening you, this is spiritual. The police don't play that game, okay? You have to realize that the police are not looking at nobody's religion and trying to use it as a cover for their threats. That is a threat. And so from that point on, I was told to do a public announcement, okay, and state exactly what was said. And that is what I'm doing. Brainwaveszz, you are on your live stream literally crashing out and saying that I am lying on your name and I disrespected your name and your brand. Sir, that is not true. When all of this came to a head, and it came to a point, it all started with me being, kicked off of Ringo TV Reactions platform for me having my own thoughts about Hulk Hogan and him being a racist. And I was blocked off of Ringo TV Reactions. Then all of you, but before then, I was blocked off of Floridian Ralo's platform, and my moderation was taken away. Okay? The next day, Ringo used an excuse saying that he was so devastated. Ringo TV Reactions used an excuse that he was so devastated about content I made on my own platform, retelling the stories that many news outlets had already said and told about Hulk Hogan and his racist statements, that I was blocked off of Ringo TV Reactions platform. And I made videos saying I don't know where that came from. I don't know. And I did not, even when I made those videos about what Ringo had did to me and what Ralo had did, Brainwaveszz, I said positive things about you. And the police can look that up as well. That is the point of where all of this firestorm, the grass fire, started. And now it is a big fire. Okay? The grass fire started over there with Ralo, Floridian Ralo, and Ringo TV Reactions doing all of this blocking and for no reason at all. That was fine. Go for it. Do what you do. They can operate their platforms as they choose to. Now, what got this brought to a head is I was speaking about how Ralo blocked me and took the wrench. I don't know why and how and what that was about, but Floridian Ralo took it a step above and just outlandishly went left field, talking about I will be getting a knock at my door, indirectly threatening me. I will be getting a knock at my door soon. Okay? And then tried to say, the Holy Spirit, this is not a threat. Well, the Texas Department of Public Safety feels that it is a cyber threat, and this is the steps that they told me to take before anything is expedited to the FBI. We will start here to make a public statement that do not, Floridian Ralo, make any more indirect threats regarding me, because they take it very serious, especially that I was associated in community on your platform. Okay? They asked me, did I know if you knew where I lived at? I never gave you my address. I never gave you any contact information to talk to me other than Instagram. But I do know that even Brainwaveszz has stated that he knows how to do reverse IP lookup, and they can find your location, your street, and anywhere in any place in America or the world by doing a reverse IP lookup. And I did inform them of that, because that's the only way that anyone would know where I lived and how to get in touch with me and what street I would live on. And they took that into consideration too. Now, you're saying that I was trying to push you into some kind of we can't even say litigation, but what's the word I want? Mediating what was going on. Yes, I asked you, Brainwaveszz, would you mediate first of all, what Ringo had going on? Because to me, I'm not going to lie, I took that as being very childish, what Ringo did by blocking me for content I made on my own platform for talking about Hulk Hogan. And like I stated in my last live stream, Ringo does not have enough, he's not mentally ready to even be on a large platform such as the Breakfast Club, because that is how their content is developed, by having people with different thought processes, and everybody does not agree. So I did ask you, could you moderate that, but you didn't answer that first request. Cool. The second one, I didn't ask you to moderate or to do any of that. I made a video because I made a video after Floridian Ralo publicly threatened me over online. And then you made a video saying that you, Brainwaveszz, are there for women, and that you felt that I was crying out for help. And you asked me on that video, was I crying out for help? And I said yes, because I wouldn't say I'm in fear of my life for somebody to come harm me, knowing that somebody can come knock at my door. And then that's when you offered to mediate that situation. You didn't offer it for the first one with Ringo. You offered that for Ralo. Okay, we need to get it clear. And you said that we would talk when that live stream ended, Brainwaveszz, via Instagram. We did not talk. You did not reach out to me after that live stream ended. After that live stream ended, went to the store, went and on my way, and as I was driving, and I at a stop sign or wherever I was at, I put on YouTube, and I seen Ralo was live. And then I clicked on Ralo's live to see what he was talking about, to see if he was still threatening me. And you were in his comment section, and he was talking negative about me, Brainwaveszz. And you even suggested that me and New Breed, a person that I came out on these internet streets to make public, that a person, New Breed Global Truth, we had an issue about content and about him stealing my content. And I brought that out before all of you men came out on this platform beefing with New Breed about. Okay? And other issues you all have with New Breed. You were on Ralo's immediately after you said that you would mitigate that the conflict that Ralo and I was having, because how I felt about the threat he had just made. You went on his platform, on his live stream, directly after you ended yours. Not to Instagram to shoot a quick message. You were on Ralo's live stream. Okay? And you were saying that New Breed and I are in cahoots because we somehow go live at the same time. Like he'll start and then I'll come back live, or to make it seem like me and New Breed are in cahoots, talking to each other, or dealing with each other in some kind of way. And that is a blatant lie. And it's the same lie that Floridian Ralo has been putting out here, saying that me and New Breed are talking in some kind of relationship, romantic relationship. You've been putting those innuendos out there, Floridian Ralo, and that is simply not true. After I seen with my own eyes, Brainwaveszz, that you literally ended a live stream saying that you would mediate a situation, serious situation, mind you. When somebody mediates a situation, they stay neutral. So I'm not saying you couldn't have went over on your brother's platforms that you are still in community with, but if you just put out that you were going to mediate a situation, you would stay neutral. You didn't stay neutral. You said that you were not going to blast my name, and you were not going to blast Ralo's name, but you indirectly blasted my name when you went on to Ralo's platform as he's talking negative about me, and you're blasting my name and then inserting innuendos about me and New Breed. The same day. That same night, okay? And then you went over to Ringo's platform. Confirmation. I'm driving home. Confirmation. My Bluebird is in the confirmation. Okay? You went over to Ringo's platform. You went over to Ringo's platform and were saying something. I didn't see you. I came back on live stream, and someone came into my live stream and said that you were playing good cop, bad cop, and like you were playing me by playing you as the good cop and Ringo as the bad cop. So I said, well, let me go and check and see. And I really didn't even want to go on Ringo's platform, because when he blocked me for something so minute as Hulk Hogan being his childhood buddy in his mind, and that I can do my own content, I knew that he is not professionally ready to be anything other than a reactionist journalist on YouTube. I didn't want to go onto his live stream. But when somebody said you were over there playing what, good cop, bad cop, that's when I went and I looked and I was like, oh, okay. I saw it. I was like, you were over there talking negative. So how can you be neutral and you're over there talking negative about me on Ringo's live stream? The same day, the very same day you came out, you said you were going to mediate the situation, the threat, okay? But how are you mediating the situation when you're on both of the brothers' live streams and you're corroborating lies, and you're even injecting in ideals of more lies? I wasn't pushing you. And no, I didn't pay you. Did Newbury pay you when you were offering to mediate for that brother when y'all all fell out? Why must I now pay? No, I didn't pay you. But you offered. You said you wanted to be there for women and you felt that a woman was crying out for help, or was it just content? Okay? Was it just content? Like you like to say, like you like to copy off of Ringo. Was it just content? But for me, it's not just content. It's real. I take threats of my life for real. And now you want to sit there and act like I am trying to bash your name and bash your brand. That's a lie. That's an out and out lie. I never came on and said I was trying to destroy you or your brand. So you can copy and try to paste a video together. I'm letting you all know this is a public formal address. That any more innuendos, I am going to expedite my phone call that I just got off the phone with about 20 minutes ago with the police here in Texas. And this is the route they told me to take. Okay? Christina, I have not tried to drag any of you ladies in. You're stirring up a pot that you don't need to stir up. I understand that you are a mod and you're trying to stay in good graces, but you're the only mod that is speaking and talking about me stirring up a pot. This was these lipsticks that I was getting ready just to mail to you, Christina. I am not against any women on either of those brothers' platforms on YouTube. None of them. Matter of fact, I forewarned the mods that are over on Brainwaveszz, over on Ringo's channel, not to come over here, because Ringo's maturity level is such as if he sees you over here on my platform, he will block you and take your wrench. Because he just does not have the maturity level to understand that people can have different viewpoints. And I was trying to protect them. So Christine, I'm not trying to pull the ladies into nothing, but you're putting yourself into something that really has nothing to do with you. I never even called your name like that. You jumped in from the gate when the brothers was talking about Hulk Hogan. You jumped in on the platform. And it's no need to. I haven't seen none of the other lady mods do what you're doing, Christina. You don't have to be male-centered and show yourself approved. Sit back and really look and see what's going on. You may ask yourself while Ringo was over in Brainwaveszz live stream just a few minutes ago, saying, I'm stirring up the pot. Why would I want to? And just like Brainwaveszz, why would I want to interview Trending with Shares? Well, the sister crashed out, as you guys are saying. The sister got demons on her, as you guys are saying. Did the sister crash out and get demons for just no reason? What is the reason why the sister crashed out? I mean, I want to talk to her, and she even talked about me negatively. But I still want to get to the bottom of the situation. Why did this lady, who was a die-hard Ringo supporter, all of a sudden crash out? Why did she start making all these multiple videos about you guys and then drag me into it? I don't just sit back and say, oh, well, just it doesn't make any sense, but oh, well, no, something triggered her. I wanted to, you're right, Ringo. I want to interview your longtime mod that you you took her wrench, you blocked her because she made a post on your community post about Ralo and New Breed, swindling women out of money and different things that she said on that post. You had her on your platform for several years. I don't know exactly how many, but many more years than you've been knowing Ralo and Ringo, and that they've been visiting your platform. Hell, you haven't even made them a mod. You haven't even made them a mod. You made Forever Studios a mod before you even made them a mod, and they've been trying to rock with you. And you made Forever Studios a mod before you made them one. So why would you block a mod that's trying to reach out to tell the people something's amiss, something's not right with Ralo? And Ralo has done something to women. Why would you try to hide that information? Yes, I want to interview Rebel for Almighty, your mod that you blocked and told her she should have went on her platform and spoke that out when she only has 53 followers at the time that I went to her platform to check her out. She only had 53 followers to your almost 200,000 subscribers. You wanted her voice to be lost in the darkness. And I wanted to see what is going on. Why are these women's voices being silenced? Why is this woman, Charity's name, being brought up? I didn't bring her name up. I didn't start the scandal with Charity. I didn't put the rumors out there. I didn't know what was going on. I only heard when she came on New Breed's platform a year ago and said that Rilo did something to her, raped her, or fondled her, or wouldn't stop. Why is nobody looking into that? Her voice is silenced. Do you think that you're really going to silence mine that easily? I will leave so much evidence on here that by the time, if it does have to get dug up off of these internet streets, somebody, if it ain't you all directly, will be held accountable for the things you have done to silence women. And Charity, if you feel that that is a problem, I am the next woman that they are trying to silence, Charity. And I'm not crashing out. These are not demons. Voices of reasoning calling out to the world, calling out to the people who I've associated with on these platforms to at least have some common sense and sit back and say, what is really going on? Why are all these women being silenced? Why are all these men keep saying that the women are catching demons, that the women are crashing out? That does not make you pause and ponder upon what is really going on? It should. It should. You shouldn't be so scared to lose your affiliation with someone who might not have that much affiliation here in a little bit. Okay? I mean, a clout. You shouldn't be afraid to lose that, because people are being hidden, and their voice are being hidden, and there might be something serious going on. And you would stand back and be idle for that? Or would you rather sit back and say, let's find out, and let's do it amongst community before we bring the police in? Brainwaveszz, you know, y'all say we need to police ourselves as people, but you don't want to do that. Oh, unless it's a man that you want to police and you know, whatever that may be. But as far as women, now you want to say, I'm lying and look, I'm being exposed. Exposed to what? Standing on truth? Exposed? How am I being exposed? Exposed by saying all these women names are being silenced all of a sudden? You don't find it strange that Ralo's name has come up again, and it was with somebody credible, because you seem to not think that Charity is credible because something that you were affiliated with, Charity counseling her or something along those lines. So if you feel like she's not credible, then what about Rebel for Almighty? That was just 2 weeks ago when Ringo blocked her and took her wrench because she spoke out about Ralo. That does not make you think? That does not make you wonder? Is the brotherhood that strong? We won't be able to police each other, because if you have a loyalty to only men and wanting only you all to come out like shining like new dimes and nickels and pennies, and leave the women in shattered pieces, and now I want to know what is going on. Why are these women so-called crashing out? Not being possessed by demons. They're speaking out. And by us speaking out, and we're getting shut down. You laugh about why Brainwaveszz is so quiet now on the internet. What happened to her? Why did she change her name to Girl from Brainwaveszz? Why do I get emails about what happened and stuff that I was never involved with Ralo and Charity in my email? Something sinister is going on, and you all are trying to cover it up, whether you know everything or not. But I did not implicate you, Brainwaveszz, into anything. Matter of fact, like I stated before, I said positive things about your name, Brainwaveszz, at first. These 2 videos I did, the first one, I said something about Ralo and that threat. And then this last one. And you're upset because people can see that you left me on send. You're upset. That's why you're showing the cell phone. But show the receipt of the data purchase. Do that. Show the receipt of the data purchase. You're upset that what I say is true. And I never bashed you. You cannot hold me to what people are saying in the chat when I literally am not a content creator. And I said that and I have been saying that. And when I'm concentrating on my thoughts and getting my message out without being sidetracked by what is going on in the chat, I do not read it all the time. And today when I made that video, I put the chat on the screen, not to have the people in the chat focus on you. You're self-centering yourself, sir. That was to have it on there so I can see later what people are saying. Because when I want my thoughts to flow fully and precisely, that's what I do. I don't focus on the chat. And I put like I said, reiterating, I did not put my chats up there to target you, Brainwaveszz. You're self-centering yourself. And you're trying to confuse your audience by saying that I'm talking about you. I'm not checking my chat. I'm not telling the people in my chat to be quiet and stop talking about you. When I'm going piece by piece by piece of what the message I need to get out. That's what was going on today. And Corey, you came on trying to tell me, Corey Bennett, you came on trying to tell me to be quiet and that I was lying when you literally could see what was in the chat. You literally could see what was in the chat. You literally have been on Floridian Ralo's page, you literally have been on there and have heard him in the windows try to make it seem like I wanted him, like I can't get him off my mind, no, he has been mad since the day he flew down here to Texas and I didn't meet him in Dallas with Selena. She knows he's delusional. He's delusional, and he is making indirect threats now towards me, just like he made indirect messages making y'all seem like, or trying to make y'all think that I wanted Ralo. I never wanted to date Ralo or be in a relationship with Ralo or any of the above. So this is a message, a public, formal message that I was told by the police. If I hear of my name, Ralo, indirectly, you do not have to say my name directly. I don't know who informed you of that bogus lie. But here in Texas, cyberbullying and threatening, if you have been associated in a group of people and they are threatening you indirectly without saying your name, it's not case closed, Brainwaveszz. You just opened the case and it can be expedited. And so we're starting here with the Texas police and we'll see where it goes if it continues. Now I just looked at the chat, and I don't know any of these people in the chat, Brainwaveszz, but now I just looked at the chat. This was my formal and public statement of to the persons that I mentioned, and especially to Floridian Ralo. Do not speak of me in any indirect statements, because it is grounds to expedite this case. And I'm out.